Hi, in this video I'm going to walk you through how to choose a QBR template and which QBR template is good for what reason. So in this case you are going to set up for success fairly quickly. So first of all, what we need to do is a little bit of self-assessment. Each MSP is different because your clients are different, your capacities are different, and your resources are different than the MSP next door. That's why we are going to go through like a self-assessment to see what are the major aspects when we are choosing a QBR. So in this article, we try to create 3 different type of QBR templates, which are basically following the same process but in bigger complexity. So we have 2 major aspects. We would like to see what is the complexity of you, where we need to adopt those QBRs, and what's the effort you are able to put behind the QBR process. So let's start with the complexity scale. So in the complexity scale, we are going to talk about low, medium, or high. So we have to somehow decide whether your complexity is low, medium, or high. So these are the easy way to capture that. First of all, what is your average client size? If your majority of your clients are 75 or more seats, you can consider yourself as a complex QBR environment. If it's like a small client size, the complexity of that from these client size is not going to be that high. So in your team size, think about if a complete team delivers your QBRs, that's a high complexity scale. If you are just the owner, you are occasionally do QBRs, let's say you do a QBR yearly, you are a lower end complexity scale. And based on the audience, if you are doing quarterly business reviews with business focus and technical focus as well, with multiple stakeholders, because you are giving higher value, higher service, then your QBRs tend to be more complex than if you are just talking to office managers about updates or things like that. So you can decide whether you have a low, medium, or high complexity based on these 3 aspects. So the next one, which we have to decide, is the effort. How much effort you are able to put behind the quarterly business review operation. So let's say the first is like, how much time do you have for learning and implementation? So these tools, you're gonna see it's pretty quickly you are able to set up and running. But if you have like 7, 10 or more hours, the higher level expert QBR will have and will give you more options to customization, and in the case you are able to actually spend more time and dial all these mini questionnaires, mini questions, client related surveys and everything. So that's going to take a little bit more time. That's why we would like understand how much return on investment you're gonna have. The second is preparing a client report. So if you have like many different things in your QBR, many scorecards, many widgets, measuring risk management or different systems, creating a QBR is going to be longer than if you just have a little assessment which you are going to tweak. That's another kind of aspect. And the last aspect is the maturity of your current process. If the maturity of your current process is pretty low, that means you need a little bit of more tweaking within your processes, understand how things are going to get together, do more QBRs to get up and running. So in this case, you're gonna have a higher effort than normal. So if you put these 3 aspects together, you're gonna see how much effort and how much time you have for those items. Now, in this case, like let's say typical MSPs are somewhere in the middle or medium complexity and the medium scale of effort. If you are tend to that, we suggest to use the advanced QBR. If there are more clients demanding and require this higher effort, you should set up the expert QBR. Why? Even you have smaller clients, we suggest to start with the expert QBR. In this case, you're gonna start with 1 template, and you can hide the different aspects from the template. In this case, everything what you develop for that template is going to be applicable for smaller use cases. So basically what you need to figure out which is the highest use case you have, and then start with that template and just build one template and hide the different aspects to other clients. So what are the major differences between these three different QBR template? We try to put these into like a context of the 4Q QBR method, which is simple in a sense of there are 4 different roles and 4 different aspects for each quarterly business review need to be covered, and the more aspects you have, the expert is going to help you to have more type of conversations. So basically all of them has instructions. So the basic, we don't have change log because we don't really think it's really going to change a ton. But if you have advanced and expert, you are going to change the template with your processes later, and it's good to have like a little log where you're able to let yourself know or the team what has been changed. But this instruction is basically just like the backend for you. Now on the quarterly business review side, because on the expert side and the advanced, we are having a complete meeting agenda with an infographic, so we made that available to the higher and the stuff, but the basic doesn't have any, because we tend to not having that quarterly. The basic is really just IT infrastructure audit, which you are going to do occasionally with a client for smaller clients. So that's why it doesn't need so much more. For strategy and directions, we don't really have anything for the basic, and we don't have the scorecard altogether on the advanced QBR, meaning the what's new part, technology landscape update, strategy business overview is going to be part of the advanced and the higher end, the expert, but the complete scorecarding is going to be stripped down from the advanced. On the technology roadmap section, everybody has everything. So this is a major technical conversation. It's a little bit lower VCIO level, technical account management level conversation. All of them is driving that. So your services and your strategy discussions are going to be talking about this part. Now, on the technology operation part, the tasks and the scorecards and the monthly call notes really requires like higher level engagement with a client. So we assume that's in the expert part, but the rest of the stuff like ticket board, like Brigade, embed, or different critical systems like backups and everything can be included to the advanced, and also like warranty type reports, really popular. So these are the kind of technology operation part. Technology service part is really on the higher level only. You have a client service, service customer satisfaction part on the middle, the advanced, but on the higher end, the expert, which is when you need to talk about your services, review services, upsell services, talk about different type of security offerings you might have for a complex environment, team scorecards from their team. So this assumes that you are talking to probably different stakeholders, different departments, and you would like to have more information to present to the executives based on your services. So that's not always requires so much work, but if you have a complex environment, it does. So we have additional tools as well in the QBR, which you are able to use. If you are really doing quarterly business review fairly quickly or fairly repetitively, or just like you do monthly course or even now weekly, the QBR scheduler can be a good thing. And also when you are doing multiple people involved to making decisions, these type of calculators are pretty good to be able to get understanding from different perspectives. So let's go through now the 3 different options in a little bit more detail. So the basic QBR is going to have from the 4 different sections only items on the technology roadmap part. So there is no strategy discussion, no technology services or operation. So if you think about that, it's going to be look like something like that when you shared it with the client. It's gonna have the scoring mechanism. You are able to show progress on like last quarter or last year or things like that, showing advances, you are going to have a technology roadmap and the complete scoring mechanism and a last page for that. So that's a fairly simple, review process, really a couple of hours to adopt and really quick to do with a client. Now the advanced QBR is going to have a strategy business overview, what's new, technology landscape on the strategy part, same thing on the technology roadmap part, for the operation, ticket board, critical systems warranty, and also the customer satisfaction. So let's see how this is going to look like in like an example environment. You see now our reports are going to be a little bit bigger. We see this nice looking explainer. You are able to tell the client the agenda. You have more text for capturing their business, presenting what's new. You can use pictures and videos, updates of the technology, same assessment, same ability to compare different type of scores, technology roadmap. We include here the project details into this report, so you are able to edit those and give them more detailed explanations on the projects, same as a basic. And then we have the technology operation board for like price gauge, ticket reviews, different type of insights. If you have like technology operation systems, like what type of backup, or you can copy paste different widgets there, or warranty report from warranty master, customer satisfaction from Smileback, for instance, and you have a little bit of explainer of the different roles, and you can talk about clients, different things, and you can include those conversations here. So that's the advanced one. And the expert is going to have now everything on the operations side and the technology service part. So this is really heavy on service reviews and service compare. So let's go into this one. We created one example for that as well. So it's kind of similar than the advanced. It has the infographic as well. You're able to explain them the general stuff, but now we have the scorecard summary. So we are including 3 different scorecards in this type of report. IT service scorecard, which is judged by their scores from a questionnaire, support team, same, and the client scorecard, where you are able to score your client based on different aspects. The technology health is going to be the same technology roadmap outcome. And then we are going to see the different scorecards in a different fashion. So you're able to see like the scorecards go into them. The technology tasks, if you have like different tasks, you can have it now. We don't have that in this example. Same price gauge thing, same warranty master. Now this is a support team scorecard. And if you have the higher package, you're able to use your services and review your services as well. Here is the customer satisfaction and the client scorecard. So this is basically more interactive elements and more possibility to have additional items. So again, thinking about your quarterly business review, if you see that this is going to be really high level stuff for you, let's start with the QBR for the expert QBR and hide things. If you are falling into the majority of MSPs, let's start and keep the advanced QBR. It's not going to overshoot your things, but you are able to add scorecards later. So it's not going to be a problem. Add that, even copy from the expert template and then just sync it. So you are not going to lose anything. What we try to do is just to have one template, because in this case, everything what you change, you are changing it in one place. So I know it can be intimidating to see these options, but go through this article, and if you have any question, let us know in the chat, and we are happy to help. And also take advantage of the live training. So in the live training we can go into these examples, and even your specific questions we can answer. So thank you very much, and hope that little video helped you. Thanks.